Hey, welcome to this channel. I'm Mira, and we are doing a new series. Today, we are starting a journey to try to go and make our own Wikipedia, but just the engine. I don't have the time to put a lot of articles and try to compete with a Wikipedia, a real Wikipedia. Basically, what is the motivation on doing that? Well, we'll just learn how to use Vim, and what could be better to continue learning Vim than using it on a very totally silly idea. If you have used Wikipedia, you know that it's just a web page where you can almost search for a lot of topics and um, quality content. Besides, you can just at least have a look of the important stuff there. So, but in the heart is just HTML, build a web page with some um bells and whistles to serve things to the people. Well, I got this idea of trying to do this wiki engine because, well, I just decided to check on my cell phone the other day, just something about chemical reactions. And I was on my, as I said, I was on my cell phone and just took so long. And I just checked the connection, and I was 2G. And I was like, okay, this slow, but why is it slow? Then I just dig into the topic, and well, I checked that Wikimedia Wiki is done through PHP and some good stuff. It's really powerful thing. But then I just thought, if this wiki that is free and doesn't have ads and so on is slow on 2G, how about the fandom wiki or other wikis that we have there that they had to have ads? My God. And I found that they are barely working if you're in a 2G environment. I remember on the old days where you just need to serve HTML, and that was all. JavaScript was so slow that you cannot have those rich environment that we have. So it got me thinking, well, things shouldn't have changed that much in that time, but we need to now serve a lot of things. But maybe most of people want to know how to start and what to do to at least serve the web, basic web server thing. And also, it will be an interesting idea to just use one language. And I don't want to use JavaScript. I don't want to use Python. I don't want to use Ruby. I don't want to use PHP. I don't want to use interpreted languages. I want to use a server-side single page application style of rendering. Or at least an engine that will serve the styling and so on very quickly, like in the old days. That was my first motivation. The other thing is just because why not? There are a lot of wiki engines, and you can have media wiki, title wiki, docu wiki. You can explore them all. But besides that, why not just to build one just for the fun of doing it and reinventing the wheel once in a while? Why not? That's the purpose of this series. So with some time, we will have at least something that you could be proud of, or at least you will know a little more about it. So the first thing is to check if you have Go. And here at the Go main web page, you can go to the Get Start and download it if you want. You can follow up the instructions and see how it will work on your PC. If you do here in Vim Go version. At least after you install it, you will have the version of Go that you can use. So I'm going to use 1.24 that I think that was 6 or 4. I think that something like that popped on the screen. Idea is to go on with all the videos, and most of the logic will remain the same if you see this in the future, and there is a lot of things that went on that time. So if you find that something isn't working that I'm doing here, please leave a comment and you say, "Oh, Andres, this is out of date," and I will try to update some of the things in a different video. So what we require, as I say, Go. I will be using Vim, but you can use whatever editor you want. I will maybe switch to NeoVim and the white theme of NeoVim because I have ISIS that cannot withstand too much seeing to a black screen with white characters. I'm just maybe too old for that. But other than that, if we need another requisite, I will tell you. But basically, to understand a little basic of programming, this is basics of programming. But at least we will go to. We are going to explore a lot of concepts here, and I want to show you how the basics are done to try to solve the wiki, to solve a wiki, try to create a media wiki engine. But some of the things that we will see here will extend to all of CMS or content management systems. So first things first, if you have Vim, you can follow up. Otherwise, you will have to go to and open your file explorer and create new document. So I will do a new I will do a new buffer, and I will just start netr w. So I will do tilde, and I will use documents. I have a folder called tutorials. So let's create a new directory or a folder. I will just go wiki. I will name it like that. And then let's enter here and let's do git init to init a repo so we can go back to changes, and I could just this thing. I think that's all. I have to maybe have created that. Let's see. Then I will do go mod init, and I will create my repo, go wiki. Oh, it has to be go mod init github.com. My name, my handle, yeah, wiki. Okay. Then let's initialize the mods. What is the ID as they suggest? And now we have everything set up. So what I did just was to create a repo on Git so we can check changes. And I just init the Go file. So Go knows that this is a directory that contains a Go project. And now that we will start doing code, it will know where to put things, their own things like packages and so on and so forth. So basically, we will need to create a new folder called CMD. And inside CMD, I will create another directory called server, because we will need a server. And I will go to the other screen just to explain that. So first things first, how a wiki works, and it extends to other pages, but let's do it just for the wiki. A client make a request, so you go to the browser, that is a client, and ask for an article. So you send an HTTP request that goes to whenever the server is. There is a machine with a lot of fans, whatever. And they have code there that has the instructions just to read your request, and like you are requesting me an article about, I don't know, cooking, Turkish cooking. I don't know, Turkish cooking. And then the server receives the request, and it resolves whatever needs to resolve. If it needs to go to a database, if it has some file that you need to retrieve, and then return an HTTP response, like telling you the thing that you wanted, or just 404 or something like, I didn't find what you wanted, and it gets back to the client. Right? This is what, very high level, is what the client server response, the client response cycle. So first things first, we need to be able to replicate this in Go before doing anything else. If we aren't able to serve an HTTP request like a hello world here, we aren't going anywhere. So that's the thing that we are doing. From now on, we will not do just a Go hello world. No, that's on the Go page. We will do a hello world in the HTTP side of things. Like, this is a server that will have some message. So let's go back to the other window, and here I will create a file that will be called, if you don't know, D to create in netrw, D to create directories, percentage to create files. So it will be the main.go. So it will be like the enter of the program, and I will need to have a little bit of help, because from memory is not that good. But basically, what we will do is just to serve an HTTP. We have to do this is the package name. So we say go. This is the main site, so you will have to start in here, and we will have to import things. We will need FMT that will allow us to print things on the console and other things like formatting things. And as we are doing an HTTP, we will need from the net package, we will need the HTTP package. So basically what we are doing is just telling Go, okay, go into your Go, and if you need to download things. But I need net and HTTP and format for the function that I'm doing. So basically, do a main. This is pretty much boilerplate. So what I will do is just to create what they call the handler. Basically, a handler is just a handler. So if a request comes in, this is what it will handle the request. So in the diagram that I just erased, it will be like the server receives the HTTP request, and then the server will have to call the handler that basically will allow us to know what to do with the request. So in Go is the HTTP package, the handler font, that basically allows us to call the main path, that is that you can check by the slash symbol, and it will receive a function that it will be an HTTP that is called the parameter called W, that is the type HTTP response writer, and it will receive the request, that is the HTTP request. So it's a pointer because the HTTP request will be loaded in memory, if my understanding is correct. If not, leave me a comment down below. Say me, Andres, you don't know anything. Let's go and study more. Print F, and we will just write in the writer. We will respond to the request that is R. So we are putting what we need to respond. So we will say hello from Golang. Basically, what this does is, if we go to the root of the web server that we are creating, it will use the response writer just to whatever we send on the request, it will just write the response using this object, and it will print us just from Golang. In any case, just for debug purposes, I will just print a line in the console, and just to check that things compile properly and are working properly. Starting an HTTP server on, we will use the port 8080, just as a convention. You can use whatever port you want that is not occupied. You can, if you don't know what I'm talking about, leave me a comment down below. Maybe I could do another video about this. If you don't know how to install anything, leave me a comment. I will do a short, and I will send that. So now we will need to start the server. So after we loaded our responser, the server, we will need to tell Golang, okay, these are the functions. This is the handler of every request that comes in. Now we need to listen and serve, because a server will serve things. So we will indicate which port. And by now, let's just have a nil to make things work. What we need is this boilerplate to have a working server. So we will do write, and then we will do go run. If I'm not mistaken, it will be cmd server main.go. I think that it will be cmd server. I'm not sure if I said with a dot. Packaging NSSD. What? I think that is with a dot. Packaging CMD, the server is not in STD. Go SSRs. Oh. My God. Be next. What is it? Go. Where I did? Go run. Let's do the full path. Comments, tutorials, go. Okay. I'm pretty sure that unexpected new line list, missing a comma. I don't know how to run things on Go now. Let me check again. I'm pretty sure that is like that. I miss how to. It should work. I like to do stuff. CMD. There. I think that I'm missing something on the path, but document. Of course, oh, we want big files on there. Tutorials. Go Wiki, CMD, server. When expect a new line in argument list. With where? Yeah, I may not got the 12 to 13. Okay, that's good. So I was doing the right thing. I had an error on. So you were probably screaming at the screen. Say line 12. So let's do set number. See, well, it's line 12. I should be missing something. Oh, of course I'm missing something here. I'm missing out. Closing in parentheses. So let's do W. That's what in the next video we will understand how to help us to do that. We will set up a few different tools for it. Okay. Now it says starting HTTP server on 8080. So if we go to a browser and we do local host 8080, it will say hello from Golang. So basically, if you follow up, you have done your first HTTP server. You can do Control C to continue and go back to Go. And if we say another thing, it will do it. Let's do an insert and let's do on my own rules. We do W, we do run, we do a refresh. It will work. So now we have achieved the step 1. Put a server to run. Now, what next? I'm going to finish the video right now. You can go take a look, see on internet what else you can do, and try to guess what will be the next step. And come back, pause the video. I will wait. Try it. So we are back. So next thing. Now that we have a server, it's time to serve a different thing. I need to serve an HTTP. I can't do wiki pages just with text. They will work, but maybe users I won't have as many users as we want. So let's delete the commas here. So what I will do is just to serve a different thing. What I will do is just to serve an HTML site. Why HTML? Because we need to serve HTML. So we cannot print things, but the web language is HTML. So we will change what we will write on the response. We will say that we will send a lot of bytes. That is just a collection of ones and zeros, very good encoded. And we will serve an HTML document. So we will say doc type HTML. Oh my God. And every HTML start with an HTML body, all the good stuff. Body. And we will do just an H1 here. Traditional wiki. We will do traditional site. So basically we will do as the same thing that we will do on a website. So href, let's create just a link to what we call page 2. I will just create a link, go. Let's close the link. And let's close the body. Body, close. Oh my god. And let's close the HTML. Let's close the backtick. Let's close the parentheses for the writer. Let's close the parentheses for this one. And that should be everything that we will write. Then we will run it. If I didn't mistake the thing, we will have a different thing here. So now we have served our first page. So you now did the hello world on the server, and now you can serve text, HTML text in this case. And if we hit go, we will find that it routed us to the page to link, and you can see that nothing changed. That's because we say every route we will be serving on the same function. So we did the same thing. We just changed the thing that we are serving. So now that we have now that we can serve HTML, we can now serve a complete website. So with this first video, you just jump from serving things on your browser to serving an HTML site. Very much like PHP and Ruby on Rails and Ruby or other languages can do. So with this power, we will start building blocks. I will go back to Vim. We will start building things on top of each other until we reach the ability to serve different things that we will need to happen to serve a complete wiki. We will need to be able to edit and create some pages. We'll need to be able to navigate other than just the main page. We'll need to create users. We will need to store things. Everything cannot be in memory. So that's for the next videos. Right now you can use this and try to build things with HTML. Try to think. You can go on the internet and check, but the idea is that you start thinking on if you want to serve on other routes, like that is not just the route one, how you will try to do it. How will you approach it? So go and try. And I see you on day 2. Before you go, I just want to make things clear. I'm using right now Vim, but the next video will be like this code. We will use new Vim to just have more tools to be able to like debug it, check things out, test it. Also to just have a better syntax highlighting. Here we have like a traditional highlighting, but if we install some plugins in NeoVim, we will have a better highlighting. So expect that on video number 2. Take care, bye bye, and happy learning.